The protest leaders called for the largest possible turnout of people today to show their disapproval of the government in the hope that that would make it crack, and by and large they seem to have succeeded. This is just one of dozens of places in Bangkok where they've been gathering since the morning, and they're now heading off towards the same target they were aiming for last week, the Prime Minister's office, a symbolic capture for them if they can get in there. The question still is what that would achieve. They've already managed to get in once. And more than that now, the Prime Minister has now called for an election. She's dissolving Parliament. A lot of people here have been calling for that. There are others among them who say that won't be enough. So we don't know yet whether what the Prime Minister's decided today, and it is a dramatic development, will be enough to take some of the steam out of this movement.
What we want is not just her to go out from the Prime Minister, but we want her and her family to go out of our country. Okay, that's what we want.
So an election is not enough?
Election is one part, because if there is another election and she and her family is still here in the country, she will be behind everything. Her family will be behind everything anyway.
We're now walking towards central Bangkok, to where all these protesters expect to gather and put on this tremendous show of force that they've been trying to get together and trying to make a difference. But the problem is, what do they do now? We've now got 2 months, or nearly 2 months, until the general election is due to be held, and they have actually succeeded in part of what they wanted. They've actually persuaded the government to buckle. And so I think the mood's a little bit confused at the moment. And the problem for them is that this has all been very impressive. They've had a huge impact, they've got a lot of concessions, but they know that when it comes down to an election, the chances are the Prime Minister's party will still win. It's won the last 5 elections, so there's a lot of jubilation here, but people here know that the things they complain about, the corruption, the weakness of the parliamentary system, these have not yet been addressed. And I suspect, even after the Prime Minister's dramatic decision today, these will not be the last protests that we see.